Good girl. Wave. Good girl. Can you shake hands? Shake. Nice to meet you. Lay down. Good girl. Stay. 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 Get it. Good girl. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a special introduction of somebody who has appeared on the channel a couple times, but we have not actually formally introduced her. And we're also going to talk about what it was like bringing her to the UK.
Well, before we get too far in today's video, I'm Jordan Beck.
And I'm Elytra Beck.
And this is Around the World in Beck. We do fun videos about our explorations in England and a goal of trying to hit 50 countries before we leave.
All right, let's get started. We got Hallows back in 2016 when she was only 3 months old, and she's been our little pupperoo ever since.
She is a mini Australian Shepherd that just has incredible energy. When we went to go and pick her up, she was part of a dog farm, and it was kind of a sad sight to see. So we were really glad that we were able to get her, and just felt like we rescued her, and she kind of rescued us. She just had so much energy and love to give, but at the same time she had a little bit of a separation anxiety, so she's constantly wanting to be around us while also being scared of new people. So it's this constant battle of, let's introduce you to everybody, but oh wait, you don't like people. So hopefully this video you get to see what parts of her that we love.
And her being so nervous all the time actually made us very nervous for moving her here. This is 4 easy steps of what it's like to move your dog, and we're gonna break it down just a little bit so that way you guys have a better understanding of what the process looks like. Step 1 in this whole ordeal is gonna be do your research. There is so much that changes all of the time, and it is best to just start at the ground level with direct sources and just look at your circumstance, because nobody's gonna have done this just the way that you're going to have to. There are tons of Facebook groups that are really helpful. Specifically, if you're moving to England, there is a page on Facebook called PCSing with Pets to the UK. I highly recommend it. Not only is it filled with people that have done this journey before, but there's also specialists on there like Dean that can answer your questions and is up to date on all the latest guidance. In addition to research, you also want to start saving, because there are so many hidden costs when it comes to moving your pet. Between crates, medical appointments, airlines, potentially rental cars. There's so much going on that you want to just have money set aside for, because boy oh boy does that cost add up. But there are some grants that you can apply for, and it does look like the military is maybe moving towards the direction of being able to help families out with bringing their furry friends overseas. But start saving now, you'll thank yourself later.
The next 2 work in conjunctions, which is going to be the crate and the airline. So for the crate, we had to get a specific one that met the regulations for and bringing a pet overseas, and for the airline that was transporting her. We ended up getting a Series 500 crate, which was required because of the certain dimensions that needed to be in front of the dog, above the dog. We'll include all the dimensions that they
It's a big boy.
It is. We'll include all the dimensions down below as far as what they require. But because we were stuck with the Series 500 crate, it was a large crate. Certain airlines need to be able to accept this crate, which means they need to have a larger aircraft. Well, the regional airport that was near us did not support Series 500 crates.
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska was not equipped.
It was not. So after talking to multiple airlines, talking to United, British Airways, and American Airlines, we discovered that the nearest place that can transport that was an international one, which would have been Chicago. It's about a 6-hour drive away. So after talking with them and setting everything up and scheduling an appointment for Sunday, we got in the car, drove to Chicago, and we arrived Sunday at American Airlines, where we were quoted with about $1,200 to send her to the UK. Problem here was that they were closed on Sunday. So make sure you do some research before you commit to driving. Luckily, the other cargo people were able to manage everything. It took about 4 hours for the whole process. And then after she was dropped off, I was able to head home. Another big thing is that a lot of people want to bring their pet in the cabin with them. And as far as I can tell, there are no airlines that will fly pets in cabin to the United Kingdom. So if you're wanting to go a route where they fly directly with you in cabin, you need to fly to France or Amsterdam and drive to the UK via the Channel, which is a process, and unfortunately it is doable. The big thing is it's important for you to choose your specific airline depending on where you are in the country. We ended up choosing American Airlines because they were the closest and they offered a military discount of 50%.
The last step is going to be to prepare your pet. Now, the first side of this and the more obvious side is the medical piece, because there are a lot of steps to take. Specifically, the UK is a rabies-free country. They're very strict about making sure that your furry friend has had all of the proper rabies shots and checks and everything going along with that. She also had to be microchipped, and there were other vaccines that she had to be fully vaxxed on. So do the research and make sure that you learn the steps that you have to do it in. It's not just get it all done. A lot of these have to be done within certain times or in certain succession points of one another, and you can end up wasting money if you don't do it at the right time. You have to repay for tests. And also make sure that you get your pet mentally ready to fly. Hallows was not crate trained before we brought her over here. So there was a whole stage basically learning as soon as we found out and we purchased the crate of getting her familiar with that crate. Part of it was just staying in there for little bits of time and working our way up. And then I also left a t-shirt that smelled like me in there so she wouldn't feel so alone. But there are tons and tons of YouTube videos on how to crate train your dog. And I don't pretend to be an expert, but she made it here, so. And then the last step is just make things comfortable for them as much as you possibly can. Hallow sometimes has a nervous bladder, and I really did not know how she was gonna work on the big day. So I ended up going to Target, to the discount section, and just got a small little bath mat that you might put underneath your feet, and just put that in the lining of the bottom of the crate. So not only was it a little bit of foam, so it was slightly more comfortable, but also help catch any piddle accidents that might happen on the 9-hour journey that it takes to get here. And with that, it could be way more than 9 hours, because depending on what happens once your dog arrives, they may end up needing to stay at the check facility a little bit longer. I think most people, when they ship their pet, they put them in the crate and they put them in the airline, and then they wave goodbye. Then they themselves get on a plane and they come over here. Jordan and I actually came on different weeks of each other. So I was already here when he drove to Chicago and shipped Hallows. So I was here ready to receive her when she got here. And it was a long day. I think I was at the facility for about 12 hours. Not because of anything crazy, but they were not able to read one of the signatures properly on her rabies vaccine. So we had to wait for her original vet facility in the States to wake up and open, got a time change, and then send a copy over there that they could read a little bit better. And then once that was done, she was good to go. I could take her with me, but man, oh man, that was a crazy day.
Hopefully you guys found some of this information useful. I know when we were looking up information, there was almost nothing available other than just black and white text, and that's hard to interpret sometimes. Or get some extra inside tips like they were closed on Sunday or military discounts were offered. So hopefully, again, you guys found some benefit. And again, I cannot recommend enough going to the Facebook group page where there's people going through it now or that have had even crazier experiences. And then you also have Dean, who is incredibly helpful, owns his own business that specializes in shipping pets into the UK and shipping them back to the US. He's incredibly helpful, just really busy. So
yeah. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and meeting our little wiggle bum. I hope you guys love her as much as we do, and this is a useful video. So until next time, bye.